They say a mother's love knows no bounds. They're right. The day my husband's pregnant mistress crashed my daughter's sweet 16 party and introduced herself as the new stepmom, she learned exactly what happens when you mess with a black mother protecting her child. I didn't just throw her out of that party. I threw her out of our lives. Took back everything my husband thought he could steal, and showed my daughter what real strength looks like. This is the story of the worst and best day of my life. My name is Gabrielle Hayes, and I need you to understand something from the start. I didn't grow up with money. I grew up in South Memphis, in a house with 7 people and 2 bedrooms, where dinner meant stretching 1 chicken to feed everyone. My mama worked at a laundromat. My daddy drove a city bus, and every single thing I have, I fought for. So when I married Marcus Hayes at 25 years old, when we built our life together, when we created something beautiful for our daughter, I protected it fiercely, because I knew what it was like to have nothing, and I'd die before I let anyone destroy what we'd built. Or so I thought. Turns out, the person destroying it was sleeping in my bed. I met Marcus at Tennessee State University. I was a junior studying business administration, working 2 jobs to pay for school, surviving on 3 hours of sleep and determination. He was a senior, pre-law, from a middle-class family in Nashville who'd never had to work a day in his life, but somehow thought he understood struggle because he read about it in books. We met in the library. I was studying for a marketing exam. He was supposedly researching constitutional law, but actually watching me from across the table. "You've been on the same page for 20 minutes, he said finally. "Because I'm memorizing it," I snapped. "Some of us can't afford to fail." Instead of being offended, he smiled. "Teach me how you do that." "Do what?" "Stay so focused. I get distracted every 5 minutes." "Then you don't want it bad enough," I said, going back to my textbook. But he kept coming back. Every night in that library, sitting across from me, pretending to study while actually trying to get my attention. It took him 3 weeks to get me to agree to coffee. Another month to get me to admit I was falling for him. "You're different from other girls I've dated," he told me on our first real date. "How?" "You don't need me. You're going places with or without me. It's attractive." "Good," I said, "because I am going places, with or without anyone." We dated for 2 years. I graduated, got a job at a marketing firm in Memphis, started building my career. He went to law school at Vanderbilt, and we did long distance for 3 years. It was hard. The distance, the different worlds we were living in. But we made it work. He proposed the day he passed the bar exam. We were at his parents' house in Nashville, celebrating, and he got down on one knee in front of everyone and said, "Gabrielle, you're the strongest woman I know. Marry me and let me spend my life being strong enough to stand beside you." I said yes. Not because I needed him, but because I wanted him. Because I thought we were building something together. Because I believed in us. We got married in Memphis, at the church where my grandmother had been married, where my parents had been married. Simple ceremony, 100 guests, a reception at a community center because we couldn't afford anything fancy. Marcus's parents paid for most of it, which I hated but accepted because I was practical. Our daughter Jada was born 2 years later. I was 29, Marcus was 31, and we were living in a small apartment in Nashville where he'd just made junior partner at a law firm. Money was tight but getting better. I was working as a marketing manager, pregnant and determined to prove I could do both, be a mother and build my career. Jada came into the world screaming, all 8 pounds and 7 ounces of her, with my mama's eyes and Marcus's smile. I looked at her and thought, I will give you everything I never had. I will make sure you never want for anything. I will protect you from every hurt this world tries to give you. I kept that promise for 16 years, right up until the day I couldn't anymore. We moved back to Memphis when Jada was 3. Marcus got a position at a prestigious law firm. I got promoted to director of marketing at a Fortune 500 company, and we bought a house in East Memphis. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a backyard big enough for Jada to run around in. We'd made it. 2 kids from different backgrounds who'd worked hard and built something real. Life was good. Not perfect. Marcus worked crazy hours. I traveled for work. We barely saw each other some weeks. But good. We were partners. We were parents. We were building wealth to pass down to our daughter. Jada grew up beautiful and smart and strong-willed. She had my determination and Marcus's charm. Honor roll every year, captain of the debate team. Volunteered at a homeless shelter on weekends. At 15, she was already talking about college. Wanted to go to Spelman like her mama had tried to convince me to apply to, but I couldn't afford. "You're going to Spelman," I told her. "I don't care what it costs. You're going. What if I don't get in?" "You'll get in. You're brilliant. And even if you don't, we'll find somewhere amazing for you. The world is yours, baby girl." She hugged me. "I love you, Mama. I love you more. Forever and always." Planning her sweet 16 was my joy. Jada had been patient all year, watching her friends have elaborate parties while we told her to wait, that we were planning something special, and we were. I'd hired a party planner, rented out a beautiful event space at the Peabody Hotel, invited 150 people. DJ, catered dinner, a custom dress for Jada that cost more than my wedding dress had. This party was going to be perfect. A celebration of my daughter becoming a young woman. A night she'd remember forever. I had no idea how right I was about that last part. The weeks leading up to the party, I noticed Marcus was distant. More than usual. He'd come home late, go straight to his office, barely talk during dinner. When I asked what was wrong, he'd say work was stressful, big case coming up, nothing to worry about. I believed him because I wanted to. Because I was busy planning this party, managing my team at work, being a mother. I didn't have time to be suspicious. Jada noticed too. "Dad's been weird lately," she said one night while we were addressing invitations. "He's just stressed about work, baby. He missed my debate competition last week." "I know. He feels terrible about that." "Does he?" She looked at me with those eyes that saw too much. "Or does he just say he does?" "Jada, I'm not stupid, Mama. I see things. He's different. You're different. Y'all think I don't notice, but I do." I put down the invitation I was addressing and looked at my daughter. 15 years old, and already so perceptive. "Baby, your daddy and I are fine. Every marriage has rough patches. We're just busy right now. But we love you, and we love each other. That's what matters." She nodded, but I saw doubt in her eyes. And I hated that. Hated that my daughter was questioning her family's stability. Hated that she was right to question it. 2 weeks before the party, I found the text messages. I wasn't snooping. That's important. I wasn't looking for evidence of anything. Marcus's phone buzzed on the kitchen counter while he was in the shower, and I glanced at it the way you do when a phone buzzes near you. The preview on the screen said, "Can't wait to see you tonight. I'm wearing that thing you like, from someone named T. Morgan, work." My stomach dropped, but I told myself it was innocent. A colleague being inappropriate, maybe. Not an affair. Marcus wouldn't do that. Not to me. Not to Jada. But I unlocked his phone. Password was Jada's birthday. Easy. And I read the messages. Months of them. Hundreds of texts between Marcus and someone named Tiana. Sexting. Planning meetups. Photos I'll never be able to unsee. And worse. Conversations about us. "How much longer until you leave her?" Tiana had written. "Soon. Once Jada's party is over. I can't disrupt her life right now. You promised me by the summer." "I know, baby. I'm working on it. The timing has to be right. I'm pregnant, Marcus. We don't have time to wait for perfect timing." I stopped breathing. Pregnant. This woman was pregnant. "Are you sure it's mine?" "Are you serious right now?" "Yes, it's yours. I haven't been with anyone else for 2 years. Jesus, Marcus. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me think. What's there to think about? You said you were leaving her. You said we were going to be together. I'm having your baby. Figure it out." The messages went on. Him promising her a future. Her getting impatient. Him stalling. Her threatening to tell me herself. The most recent message was from that morning. "I can't wait anymore. If you don't tell her by the end of the month, I'm telling her myself." I put the phone down carefully, walked to the bathroom, and threw up. Marcus came out of the shower to find me sitting on the bathroom floor, shaking. "Babe, you okay? You sick?" I looked at him. This man I'd loved for 20 years. This man I'd built a life with. This man who was the father of my child. and I felt nothing but rage. "Who's Tiana?" I asked. His face went white. "What?" "Tiana Morgan. The woman who's apparently having your baby." "Who is she?" "Gabrielle." "Don't lie to me. I read the messages. All of them. Every single one." "Who is she?" He sat down on the edge of the tub, head in his hands. "She works at the firm, paralegal. It happened. I didn't mean for it to." "How long?" 2 years. 2 years. While I was planning birthday parties and going to parent-teacher conferences and working 60-hour weeks to help pay for our daughter's college fund. 2 years of lies. "Is she really pregnant?" "Yes." "Is it yours?" "She says it is." "Do you love her?" He didn't answer immediately, and that told me everything. "Get out," I said quietly. "Gabriel, we need to talk about this." "Get out," I screamed. "Get out of my house. Get out of my sight. Get the fuck out." "Mama?" Jada's voice from the hallway. She'd heard me screaming. I forced myself to calm down. "I'm okay, baby. Your father and I are just having a discussion. Go back to your room." "But go!" She ran. I heard her bedroom door slam, and I hated myself for scaring her. Hated Marcus for making me lose control. Hated everything about this moment. "You need to leave," I said to Marcus, my voice deadly calm now. "Pack a bag and get out. We'll figure out the rest later. But right now, I can't look at you." "What about Jada? What do we tell her?" "We don't tell her anything until after her party. You're going to show up, you're going to smile, you're going to pretend everything's fine for that one night. You're going to give our daughter the perfect sweet 16. And then after that, you can tell her you destroyed our family. Gabrielle? That's the deal. You do this, or I tell her everything right now. Your choice." He packed a bag. He left. I went to Jada's room and held her while she cried, telling her it was going to be okay, that sometimes parents fight but they always work it out, that she didn't need to worry about anything. I lied to my daughter, to protect her, just for 2 more weeks, just until her party was over. I thought that was the worst of it. I thought I'd hit rock bottom. I had no idea how much further I could fall. The 2 weeks before the party were torture. Marcus stayed at a hotel. I told Jada he was working on a big case, had to be near the courthouse downtown. She didn't believe me, but she pretended to. We both pretended everything was normal while our family disintegrated around us. I kept planning the party, confirmed the caterer, finalized the playlist with the DJ, made sure the dress was perfect. This party was going to be everything Jada deserved, even if her parents' marriage was imploding. Marcus and I communicated only about logistics, where he'd pick up his tux, what time he'd arrive at the party, whether he was bringing a gift for Jada. Cold, practical, necessary conversations. I didn't ask about Tiana. Didn't want to know. She was pregnant with his child, and that was a problem for after the party. Right now I had to focus on Jada. The night before the Sweet 16, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about that little girl in South Memphis who dreamed of having enough, of being somebody, of giving her own daughter everything she never had. I'd done that. I'd fought and worked and sacrificed to give Jada a beautiful life. And Marcus had thrown it all away for a 28-year-old paralegal who was young enough to be impressed by a junior partner at a mid-tier law firm. The morning of the party, Jada woke me up by jumping on my bed. "It's my birthday. I'm 16. I forced myself to smile, to be present, to give her this day. Happy birthday, baby girl. How does it feel? Weird. The same but different. Is Dad coming to get ready with us? He'll meet us at the hotel. He had some last-minute work stuff." "On my birthday?" "I know, baby. I'm sorry. But he'll be there for your party. I promise." We spent the day getting ready. Hair appointments, makeup, nails. Jada looked like a princess in her dress, royal blue, floor-length with beading that caught the light. She was so beautiful it made my heart hurt. "Mama, why are you crying?" "Because you're perfect. Because I can't believe my baby is 16. Because I love you more than life itself." She hugged me. "I love you too, Mama. Thank you for this party. I know it's expensive, but thank you for making my day special. You deserve the world, Jada. Never forget that." We arrived at the Peabody at 5 p.m. The event space was transformed. Twinkling lights, elegant centerpieces, a dance floor, a photo booth. It was perfect, exactly what I'd envisioned. Guests started arriving at 6. Jada's friends, their parents, family members, teachers, people from church. Everyone dressed up, everyone excited. The energy was beautiful. Marcus arrived at 6:15. He looked good in his tux, I'd give him that. But when he tried to kiss my cheek, I turned away. "Smile for your daughter," I said quietly. "That's the only thing I'm asking from you tonight. Gabrielle, we need to talk about what happens after. Not here. Not now. Tonight is about Jada. Don't ruin this for her." The party started. Dinner was served. Speeches were made. My brother gave a toast that made everyone laugh. Marcus's mother talked about watching Jada grow up. Jada's best friend gave a speech about their friendship. Then it was our turn. Marcus went first, talking about how proud he was, how Jada was growing into an amazing young woman, how he couldn't wait to see what she'd accomplish. He sounded sincere. He looked like a loving father. No one in that room knew he'd been lying to us for 2 years. I went second. I talked about the day Jada was born, about watching her grow, about her strength and brilliance and kindness. I talked about how she was going to change the world. I didn't cry until the end, when I said, "You are my greatest achievement, Jada. Everything I am, everything I've done, it's all been for you. I love you forever." Everyone clapped. Jada was crying. The DJ started playing music. People moved to the dance floor. Everything was perfect. Until she walked in. I saw her first. She came through the main entrance like she belonged there, wearing a tight red dress that showed off her very pregnant belly, 7, maybe 8 months along. She had a gift bag in her hand and confidence in her walk. I froze. Because I knew. Somehow I just knew. She walked straight toward our table, smiling like she'd been invited. Marcus had his back to the entrance, was talking to his father, didn't see her coming. But I did, and I moved. I intercepted her about 15 feet from our table, blocking her path. "Excuse me," I said, my voice pleasant but firm. "This is a private party. Can I help you?" She looked at me, and I saw recognition in her eyes. She knew who I was. "I'm here for Jada's party," she said. "I'm Tiana, Marcus's—" "I know who you are," I said quietly. "And you need to leave. Now. I have every right to be here. I'm carrying his child. I'm going to be part of this family. Jada should know me." The audacity. The absolute audacity of this woman to show up at my daughter's sweet 16 party, pregnant with my husband's baby, and demand to be included. "You have no rights here," I said, my voice shaking with rage. "This is my daughter's party. You weren't invited. You need to leave before I have security remove you." "Marcus invited me," she said, loud enough that people nearby started looking. That's when Marcus turned around, saw her, saw me, went pale. "What the hell are you doing here?" he hissed, walking over quickly. "You told me to come," Tiana said. "You said it was time for Jada to meet me. That after tonight you were telling Gabrielle about us." "I never said that," Marcus said, panicking. "I told you to stay away tonight. You texted me yesterday. You said—" "I said we'd talk after the party, not during it. Jesus, Tiana, this is not the time." People were staring now. The music was still playing, but conversations had stopped. Everyone watching this scene unfold. And Jada, my baby girl, in her beautiful blue dress, walking over to see what was happening. "Dad, what's going on? Who is this?" Tiana turned to her, smiling, extending her hand. "Hi, Jada. Happy birthday. I'm Tiana. I'm your dad's, well, I guess I'm going to be your stepmom soon." The silence that followed was deafening. Jada looked at Tiana's pregnant belly, looked at her father, looked at me, and I watched my daughter's face break. "Mama?" Her voice was small, confused, pleading. "Baby," I started. "Is she pregnant with Dad's baby?" Everyone was watching. 150 people, silent, staring at my family's humiliation playing out in real time. "Jada, let's go talk somewhere private," Marcus said, reaching for her. She jerked away from him. Is she pregnant with your baby? Yes, he whispered. But it's complicated. Get out! Jada screamed. Both of you, get out of my party! I hate you! I hate both of you! She ran out of the ballroom, into the hotel lobby, probably to the bathroom. I started to follow her, but my friend Keisha caught my arm. I got her, she said. You handle this. I turned back to Marcus and Tiana. The music had stopped. Everyone was staring. My daughter's perfect Sweet 16 had just turned into a public spectacle. You need to leave, I said to Tiana, my voice cold and clear. You crashed my daughter's party, destroyed what should have been the best night of her life, and humiliated my family. Get out. He invited me, she insisted. He said, I don't care what he said. He's a liar. He lied to me for 2 years. He lied to you. And he'll lie to that baby you're carrying. But right now, you need to leave before I do something I'll regret. You can't throw me out. I have every right. Actually, you don't, said a voice. It was my brother, Marcus's former friend, a man who stood 6'4" and had played college football. This is a private event. You weren't invited, and you're making a scene. Time to go. He took her arm, not roughly but firmly, and started walking her toward the exit. She protested, but he kept moving. I turned to Marcus. You need to leave too. Gabriel, I didn't invite her, I swear. I don't know how she found out about the party. I don't care. You did this. All of this. You brought her into our lives. You lied to everyone. And now our daughter's Sweet 16 is ruined. Get out of my sight. Let me talk to Jada first. Let me explain. Explain what? That you've been cheating on her mother for 2 years? That you're having a baby with another woman? That you were planning to leave us? What exactly do you want to explain to our 16-year-old daughter? He had no answer. Get out, I said again. We'll deal with the rest later. But tonight, you leave. He left. Everyone watched him go. I turned to face the room full of people, family, friends, Jada's classmates and their parents, all of them having witnessed the most humiliating moment of my life. I apologize for the disruption, I said, my voice surprisingly steady. Obviously, this is unexpected, but we're not going to let it ruin Jada's night. This is still her day, her party, her celebration. So please, everyone, let's continue. DJ, can we get the music back on? The DJ, bless him, started playing music. Slowly, conversations resumed. People tried to act normal, but the damage was done. I found Jada in the bathroom with Keisha, crying so hard she could barely breathe. Baby, I said, kneeling beside her. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Did you know? She asked between sobs. Did you know about her? I found out 2 weeks ago. I didn't tell you because I wanted you to have this party. To have this one perfect night before everything changed. So you lied to me. You both lied. I was trying to protect you. I don't need protection. I need honesty. I need my parents to not be liars. She was right. Completely right. You're right, I said. I should have told you. I thought I was doing the right thing, but I was wrong. I'm sorry. Is Dad really leaving us for her? I don't know what he's planning. But whatever happens, you and I are going to be okay. We're going to get through this together. How? How are we going to get through this? One day at a time. One breath at a time. Together. She cried for another 20 minutes. Then she wiped her face, fixed her makeup and said, I want to go back to my party. Are you sure? Yeah. I'm not letting him ruin this completely. This is my party. My night. I'm 16, and I'm not going to hide in a bathroom because my dad's a cheating asshole. That's my daughter. Knocked down, but getting back up. We went back to the party. Jada danced with her friends, took photos, ate cake. She smiled, but I could see the pain behind her eyes. The innocence she'd had that morning was gone, replaced by a hard knowledge no 16-year-old should have. The party ended at midnight. As we were leaving, Jada turned to me and said, Mama, I don't want to see him. Not for a while. Okay, baby. That's your choice. And when I do see him, I'm going to tell him exactly what I think of him. That's your right. Are you going to divorce him? Yes. Good. You deserve better. So do you. That night, after we got home, after Jada finally fell asleep, I sat in my kitchen and let myself fall apart. I cried for my daughter's innocence, for my marriage, for the life I'd thought we had. I cried until there was nothing left. Then I got angry. Really, truly angry. Marcus had humiliated me in front of everyone I knew. He'd destroyed our daughter's sweet 16. He'd brought his pregnant mistress to a party celebrating our child. He was going to pay for that. The next morning, I called the best divorce attorney in Memphis. Her name was Monica Richardson, and she had a reputation for destroying men who thought they could cheat without consequences. Tell me everything, she said. I did. The affair, the pregnancy, the party, all of it. Good, she said when I finished. Tennessee has a law about inappropriate marital conduct. His affair, especially the fact that he got his mistress pregnant, is definitely going to be considered in the settlement. You're going to come out of this very well. I don't care about the money, I said. I want him to hurt the way he hurt my daughter. Oh, he will. By the time I'm done, he's going to regret ever stepping out on you. Monica wasn't lying. Over the next 6 months, she destroyed Marcus financially and professionally. We found out he'd been spending marital assets on Tiana, paid her rent for a year, bought her a car, gave her money for furniture. $35,000 of our money spent on setting up his mistress. Monica subpoenaed his firm. Turned out there were ethics violations. Senior partners don't date paralegals. Marcus had violated firm policy, and when it came out, especially the part about getting her pregnant and the scandal at his daughter's party, the firm asked him to resign. He fought the divorce on everything. Wanted joint custody of Jada. Wanted to keep the house. Wanted alimony. He claimed I made more than him and should support him while he rebuilt his career. Monica laughed when she read that. He's dreaming. Jada refused to see him for 4 months. When she finally agreed to a meeting, she told him exactly what she thought of him. You ruined everything, she said. You destroyed our family because you couldn't keep it in your pants. You embarrassed Mama and me in front of everyone we know. And now you want me to just be okay with it? To accept her? To play happy family with your affair, baby? No. That's not happening. Jada, I made mistakes. You didn't make mistakes. You made choices. For 2 years. Hundreds of choices to lie to us, to betray us, to choose her over your own family. Own it. Don't call it a mistake. He cried. My daughter, 16 years old, made a grown man cry with the truth. I love you. He said, you're my daughter. I'll always love you. Then you should have thought about that before you destroyed everything. She walked out. Didn't talk to him again for another 6 months. Tiana had her baby. A boy. Marcus's son. Half-brother to Jada. The baby that ended our marriage. Marcus tried to get Jada to meet the baby. She refused. That baby didn't do anything wrong, I told her. He's innocent in all this. I know, Mama. But I'm not ready. Maybe someday. But not now. The divorce was finalized 10 months after that disastrous party. I got the house, 75% of our assets, child support, and alimony for 3 years. Marcus got his car, his law degree, and his new baby mama, who quickly realized that a disgraced lawyer with a bad reputation isn't as appealing as a successful junior partner. Word in the legal community was that she left him when the baby was 6 months old. Couldn't handle being a single mother while Marcus tried to rebuild his career. Last I heard, she moved back to Little Rock where she was from, and Marcus sees his son every other weekend. Jada started therapy. She needed help processing the betrayal, the public humiliation, the loss of her family as she knew it. I went with her sometimes. Family sessions where we talked about rebuilding trust, about moving forward. Do you hate Dad? She asked me one day. No, I said honestly. I'm angry and I'm hurt, but I don't hate him. Hate takes too much energy, and I need that energy for us. Do you think you'll ever forgive him? Maybe, someday. But right now, I'm focused on healing. Jada's sweet 16 should have been perfect. Instead, It was the night our family imploded in front of everyone we knew. But you know what? We survived it. I'm 46 now. Jada's 20, in her second year at Spelman College, thriving. She's on the debate team, president of her sorority, dating a young man who treats her with respect. She has a relationship with her father now. Not close, but civil. She's never met her half-brother. Says maybe when she's older, but not yet. As for me, I got promoted to vice president of marketing last year. Bought myself a new house, smaller than the one Marcus and I shared. But it's mine. All mine. I'm dating someone, a college professor who's divorced and understands what it's like to rebuild. I still think about that party sometimes. The moment Tiana walked in, the look on Jada's face, the humiliation of everyone witnessing our family's destruction. But I also think about what came after, the strength Jada showed, the way we rebuilt together, the life we created from the ashes of the one that burned. My name is Gabrielle Hayes. My husband's pregnant mistress crashed my daughter's sweet 16 party and called herself Stepmom. She thought she was making a power play, showing everyone that she'd won. But she didn't win. She got a baby daddy who can't keep a job or a commitment. She got a man who already proved he'll cheat when things get hard. I got my daughter, my dignity, my life back. And when Jada graduated high school a year and a half after that party, when she gave her valedictorian speech and thanked me for showing her what real strength looks like, when everyone stood and applauded, I knew we'd won. Because that party was one night. A terrible, humiliating, devastating night. But every day after, those belong to us. To me and my daughter. To the life we're building together. To the woman I became after being forced to my knees. To the mother who protected her child even when she couldn't protect her marriage. To the warrior who learned that sometimes you have to lose everything to find out who you really are. They crashed my daughter's party, but they couldn't crash our future. And that's the sweetest revenge of all.